Welcome back, Eleanor Victoria Stories. Now let's get to today's story. The day had been simply nightmarish. First, my car broke down, then an important client canceled their contract, and to top it all off at the end of the workday, the boss announced a reduction in bonuses. I returned home around 9 o'clock in the evening, dreaming only of shower and bed. My wife Kate had been on a business trip to Boston for 3 days already. Her mother Lilu came to stay with us for a week, supposedly, so I wouldn't. Lonely in reality, I think Kate was just afraid I wouldn't manage the household chores. The house greeted me with silence and a faint aroma of roses. Strange, Lilu usually preferred lavender. I tossed my jacket on the couch and headed to the bathroom, loosening my tie as I went. The door wasn't fully closed. Warm light filtered through the gap, along with steam filled with a floral scent. The handle without thinking to knock. After all, it was my bathroom. The first thing I saw was rose petals floating in milky white water, then the outline of under that water. And only after that, Lilu's face surprised but not frightened. "Oh, I froze in the doorway. I'm sorry, I didn't know." "It's all right, Luke." She rose slightly, but not enough to be indecent. "I was just about to ask for your help." "Help?" My voice sounded too hoarse. "Yes, I can't reach my back." She held out Aofa to me. "Will you help?" I should have left, said, "Excuse me," and closed the door. Instead, I watched as a droplet of water trickled down her neck, disappearing into the milky foam Luke. She tilted her head to the side. "Is something wrong?" "No, just—" I swallowed. "This is awkward. Why, we're family." She smiled. "Besides, you clearly need to relax. You look so exhausted." She was right, completely drained, and that rose aroma, it made my head spin, blurring the boundaries of propriety. "Maybe you'd like to join." Her voice became lower. "The bath is big enough for 2. "Lilu, just spa treatments?" She raised her hands, demonstrating the innocence of her intentions. "Nothing more." I stood in the doorway, my shirt sticking to my back. The steam made the air thick, almost tangible. Or was it the tension between us? "Kate won't know." She leaned back, closing her eyes. "If you don't tell her." I stepped inside and closed the door. The lock's click sounded like a gun show. A minute later, my tie fell to the tiled floor, and 2 minutes after that, I could already. The water enveloping my rose petals tickled my— "That's it," Lilu purred. "Relax." Her fingers, my shoulders beginning a massage. She smelled of roses and something spicy. Somewhere deep inside I knew I had crossed a line, but the scent of roses clouded my mind and her erased my last doubts. This was the moment from which there was no turning back. Her hands glided over my shoulders, kneading the tense muscles. The water rippled around us. Rose petals danced on the surface. "You have so many knots," whispered Lilu. "Difficult work?" Yes, I tried to look straight ahead, a challenging period, and Kate is away so often her fingers moved lower down my back. "Must be lonely, Lilu. Shh." She moved. Closer. Just relax. Allow yourself to let go of control. The scent of roses was becoming more intense. Or was it her own scent? Warm and some exotic oil. You know? Her voice sounded right by my ear. "I always knew you were special, not like Kate's other men. Other men." "Oh yes." She laughed softly. "There were many before you." Her confession should have shocked me. Instead, a strange, pleasant excitement. "Tell me," the words escaped on their own. "Are you sure?" Her hands momentarily paused. "This might change your view of many things I want to know." "All right." She resumed the massage. "Kate has always been restless, seeking. Thrills a new man every month, new adventures, and then you appeared so proper reliable." Her fingers slid along my neck, the complete opposite of her usual infatuations. Why did she choose me? Because she grew tired of adventures, wanted stability. Lilu pressed closer to me. "But you know what I think? What under that proper exterior hides something wild? Her hand slid across my heart, began to beat faster. "You're not as simple as you seem," she whispered. "I see it in your eyes. It in your— Don't my ear. You want this as much as I do." I turned around abruptly. Water splashed over the edge, rose petals scattered, and you— My voice sounded hoarse. "What do you want, you?" she answered simply. "From the moment I first saw you, her eyes were dark with desire. Droplets of water slid smoothly down her neck. This is wrong." "Is it?" She ran her finger across to me. "Everything. Very right now. Right here." The last boundary collapsed her to me, devouring with a hungry. She responded with equal passion. The water around us bubbled like a milky river. Rose petals swirled in the whirlpool of passion. Candles cast bizarre shadows on the walls. In this moment, neither Kate nor morality nor the future existed. Only the two of us, water and the scent of roses clouding my mind. This was the point of no return, and we both knew it. Morning greeted me with a headache and a nauseating sense of guilt. I lay in my bed trying to convince myself that last night had been just a dream. But the scent of roses ingrained in my told me otherwise. The sound of footsteps in the kitchen made me tense. Lilu was preparing breakfast as if nothing had happened. "Good morning." She placed a cup of coffee in front of me. She was wearing a silk robe, too short for a mother-in-law. "Did you sleep well?" "Fine." I avoided looking at her. "Listen about yesterday." "Shh." She put her finger to. "Let's just have breakfast." I watched her move around the kitchen gracefully, as if dancing. Her every movement reminded me of the previous night. "We need to talk." I insisted about what she sat across from me, crossing her legs about how wrong it was, or about how good it, Lilu. "You know what's most interesting?" She sipped her coffee for the first time in a long time. "Alive. It was a mistake, really." She leaned closer. "Then why do you tremble when I'm near?" I pushed the cup away. "Kate returns in 2 days, I know, so— What do you mean she's your daughter and you're the man I want?" She shrugged. Simple arithmetic. "Nothing simple about it." I stood up from the table. This has to stop. Has it already stopped?" She came up behind me, wrapping her arms around my waist. "I think it's just beginning." Her sent an electric current through my entire— I turned around sharply. "No, never again, never," she pressed against me. "What about this?" was insistent with the taste of coffee and morning freshness. I responded, hating myself for my weakness. "See?" she whispered. "Away from you. Want me just as much? It's just physiology." "No," she ran her finger along my cheek. "It's chemistry, something more than just attraction." "Stop it." "I can't." Her hand slid under my t-shirt, "and neither can you at that moment." The phone rang. Kate's photo lit up on the screen. Reality crashed down like an ice-cold shower. "Don't answer," whispered Lilu. But I had already pressed accept call. "Hi, honey." "Luke. Guess what? I'm coming back today." Lilu froze, still pressed against me. I could feel her heart beating. "Today?" My voice broke. "But you said decided to surprise you." "I'll be home this evening. Is Mom taking good care of you?" I looked at Lilu. She slowly ran her tongue across. "Yes," I forced out. "Taking very good care of me. Great. Say hi to her. For me, love you." I ended the call and pushed Lilu away, satisfied she's coming back today. That means she tugged at the belt of her robe. We still have a few hours. The robe fell at her feet, and I realized I had lost this battle again. 4 hours remained until Kate's arrival. I sat in the office, unable to focus on work. My phone vibrated with messages from Lilu. "Miss you, thinking of you. Maybe meet for lunch?" I didn't respond. I tried to convince myself that this morning was the last time that when Kate returned, everything would fall back into place. "Hey, Luke. Mark, my colleague, peeked into my office. Your mother-in-law called the office. Line said it's urgent. I went cold. Did something happen? Don't know." But she sounded agitated, dialing Lilu's number. I expected the worst. Maybe Kate suspected something, or the neighbors saw something. Finally, her voice sounded strange. "We need to talk urgently. What happened? Not over the phone. Come home, now. I'm at work. It concerns Kate and you, and everything." 20 minutes later, I was home. Lilu was waiting in the living room, pale and uncharacteristically serious. "What's the matter? Kate is pregnant." I sank into the armchair. What she called an hour ago, wanted to tell me first, was afraid of your reaction, but how? And that's the most interesting part. Lilu lit a cigarette, though. I had never seen her smoke before. She said it happened 2 months ago at that party. Remember? I remembered a corporate event at her company. Kate had returned at dawn, drunk and happy. She cheated on me. Yes, with Jason, her boss. Lilu exhaled a stream of smoke. "But she thinks the child is yours." The room swam before my eyes. "How do you know?" she told me then. Right after that night, Lilu extinguished the cigarette. "I'm her mother. She tells me everything, and you kept quiet. What was I supposed to do? Destroy your family?" I laughed hysterically. "Instead, you decided to sleep with your son-in-law." "No," she approached me. "I decided to give you what you deserve. Honesty, passion, real." I jumped up. "Is this revenge for what she did?" "No, Luke." Her eyes filled with tears. "It's love. I really do love you from the first day." "Shut up. You don't believe me. You think I'm like her, capable of casual affairs, aren't you? What was that in the bathroom, in the bed, that was real?" She grabbed my hand for the first time in many years. Something genuine at that moment. The front door opened. "Surprise?" Kate's voice rang like a funeral bell. "I'm back early." We froze, staring at each other. Her hand was still gripping mine. "Honey." "Mom, are you home?" Footsteps approached the living room. "What are we going to do?" whispered Lilu. "Do we have a choice?" The door opened. "Oh, you're here!" Kate burst into the room, radiant with a suitcase. "Why such faces?" "What happened, Lilu?" "Lightning." Fast released my hand. "Darling, we were just discussing the news." "News?" Kate frowned. "Mom, did you tell him I know about the baby?" My voice sounded hollow. "Oh," she sat on the sofa. "I wanted to tell you myself. Make it a surprise." "Surprise?" I almost spat out the word. So many surprises lately. "What do you mean?" "Nothing." Lilu tried to diffuse the situation. "Luke is just tired, right, dear? Here." Her gaze begged me to stay silent. "Yes, tired." I sat in an armchair, very tired of everything. "Honey," Kate approached me. "Aren't you happy?" "Happy." I looked past her at Lilu, just trying to process it. "I know it's unexpected, but we wanted children. I caught Lilu's frightened gaze. "Yes, of course we—" "Oh, God." Kate suddenly turned pale. "I think I'm going to be sick." She ran to the bathroom. That very bathroom. Luke Lilu grabbed my hand. "Don't do anything stupid." "Stupid? Seriously?" I yanked my hand away. "What have we been doing all this time that's different? How? Because you supposedly love me." "Not supposedly, then prove it." I looked into her eyes. "Tell her the truth. The whole truth. Are you crazy, maybe?" "But I can't live in lies anymore." The sound of run water came from the bathroom. Kate was humming something. "She's pregnant," whispered Lilu. "You want to destroy everything, and you want me to raise someone else's child better than if she finds out about us. Find out about what." Kate stood in the doorway, pale after being sick. We froze. The scent of roses hung in the air. "She had used that same soap, honey," Lilu began. "Sit down." "No." Kate looked from me to her mother. "What's going on?" "Nothing." I stood up. Just. What? What are you hiding?" Lilu approached her daughter. "Darling, you shouldn't get upset." "Shut up." Kate recoiled. "I can see it. Did something happen while I was gone?" "Yes, I couldn't hold back. Something happened." "Luke." "No." Lilu turned pale. What happened? Kate clutched her stomach. Tell me? I opened my mouth, but the words stuck in my throat. The scent of roses, her pregnancy, Lilu's face. Everything mixed into some insane cocktail, and then Lilu stepped forward. I know about Jason, she said quietly. Kate staggered. What about that night about the baby mom? And Luke knows too. Silence rang like shattered glass. Kate collapsed onto the sofa, covering her face with her hands. How? How did you find out you told me yourself? Lilu sat beside her after that party, and you told Luke? She raised her tear-stained face. How could you? He needed to know. I stood leaning against the wall, nauseated from the scent of roses still lingering in the air. Luke, Kate looked at me. I'm sorry I was drunk. It didn't mean anything. Just like your marriage. The words escaped of their own accord. No, I love you, but you sleep with your boss. It was just once, and how many were there before that? I looked at Lilu. Tell him, she nodded. Mom, please enough lies? Lilu stood up. Tell him everything? Kate burst into tears. Yes, there were others before you, many. But I changed. Really changed. I laughed bitterly, and that's why you got pregnant by your boss. I don't know whose baby it is. Silence. What? Lilu turned pale. I slept with you too. Luke that week? I'm not sure I slid down the wall. Hysterical. Laughter burst from Perfect, just perfect, Luke. No, really, it's even funny. I stood up. You know what? I wasn't faithful either. Would I slept with your mother here in this house? Kate looked at Lilu. Mom, I'm sorry, she whispered. I love him. Love, Kate laughed through tears. God, we're all so broken. She stood up, swaying. Where are you going? Asked Lilu. Away from here, from both of you. You're pregnant. Yes, pregnant, and you know what? I'm even glad I don't know who the father is, because both options are equally horrible. She headed for the door. Kate, I stepped after her. Don't you dare, neither of you. You dare stop me. The door slammed. We remained alone. What now? Lilu asked quietly. I looked at her. The woman for whom I had destroyed my marriage, who said she loved me. Nothing. What do you mean? Leave Lilu. Just leave. But we all screwed up, every single one of us. I rubbed my face wearily. And you know, what's the worst part? I don't even know who I hate more. You, Kate, or myself. Luke, I really do love you, and I loved an illusion, the perfect wife, a cozy home, a future child. I smiled bitterly. You know what? The collapse of illusion smells like roses. Damn roses! I left the house, leaving her alone among the fragments of our shared lies. They say the truth sets you free, but sometimes it destroys everything. That evening, I wandered around the city for a long time, then checked into a cheap motel. The scent of roses followed me. Even there, we all wanted love, but in pursuit of it, we lost ourselves. And now each of us will live with this, however we can. That's all for now. Hope you enjoyed this story. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit like, and turn on notifications so you don't miss new episodes. And if you want more stories,